Thanks to the support as a channel member, Robert Bannerman. So here we are then, folks. Start of a new season, new look team, and another year's attempt at going Wembley to Wembley. It's the first extra preliminary round of the FA Cup today. Maybe this year's the year we win the FA Cup. It probably won't be, but we've all got an equal chance at this point, surely. I think that's how it works. Hello and welcome to part 9 of Wembley to Wembley. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we have that extra preliminary FA Cup round game against Hassocks. And with him, we also head away to Broadfields United, who last season were in this league. They finished well, but that's a game we should win, you would think. If you missed the transfer special yesterday, firstly, you missed loads of footage from real-life Wembley FC, so you want to go back and watch that. But secondly, you'll have missed us reassembling the team, having released most of last year's star players because I figured we could do better, then ballsing up the finances because A, I'm an idiot. B, the game screwed me. It's all in yesterday's video. And then panicking and bringing in a load of loans whilst shipping all our youngsters out on loans. We have kind of ended up with something that resembles a team. And I think it is a better team than the one we had last year. And the media seem to agree because their media prediction for us, third favourites for promotion. I mean, Rayners Lane are very, very, very heavy favourites to get the automatic promotion spot. But I think it's pretty clear from the media prediction that we should be there or thereabouts when it comes to the playoffs, which is what the board want. They've changed their mind round again. They want us to get into those playoffs whilst working within the wage budget, which they're actually happy that we're within the wage budget, even though we're above it. So if the board have lost the ability to do maths, which this suggests they may well have done if they ever had it, then we might be in for quite a positive season. But first up, let's get through to the next round of the FA Cup with a very, very new look team. So in goal, it's Harry Dillon, our new Australian goalkeeper who signed on a free transfer from Weymouth in the summer. He is our great hope in goal for us this year. Please be good at stopping goals going in. Mark Johnston, of course, was here last year, as was Josh Gray. So the fullbacks are players we're actually familiar with. And then at centre-back, we've got Ryan Cornish, who we've brought in on loan, really to provide cover at left back, but at 6'4" and a lot of ability, he's probably going to start all season at centre back. He's on loan from Bromsgrove, and he's going to be partnering another loanee in the shape of Chris Edwards, who's on loan from Worcester City. In front of them, we've got the familiar face of Sean Martin, now promoted to the deep-lying playmaker role that he wants. Part of his contract extension, because he is one of the big four, the four pillars of Wembley FC, the four youngsters, all signed 2-year contract extensions in the summer, and Martin was one of them, obviously, and one of his conditions was that I played him as a deep-lying playmaker. I talked him out of it. It's not actually in his contract, but that's what he wants to do. So if that's what he wants to do, that's what we'll let him do, because he's going to be great. And he's going to play alongside new club captain, 38-year-old William Worry, who's playing his first ever professional game of football in England, having spent the last 20 years playing in Northern Ireland. And then Russ Eddy is going to get the opportunity to pick up where he left off on the last day of the season, where he was excellent, scored a goal, got a 7.4. He's in at the expense of Dan Pearce today, so he's got to do a lot to hold his spot ahead of one of the pillars. But he's got to get his opportunity. So Russ Eddy starts alongside loanee Jamie Sant, who's on loan from Bedworth for the season. Then up front, we've got two new boys again. Oliver Ward is on loan from Welling, and last year scored 0 goals, didn't play any games, has scored previously for Soham Town Rangers, and then he's going to be partnering Ryan McNichol, who scored 1 goal last year in Northern Ireland. I am a little concerned about where the goals are going to come from, but you know what? It'll be fine. Let's see how we get on, shall we? I don't know how good Hassocks are. They've got a great name, though. And this is the first time I've noticed our lovely kits in the changing room behind us. Don't they look awesome? Cannot wait until I can hold one of those in my actual human fingers. But we are a little bit away from that, so don't get too excited yet, but know that it's coming. Look how many people have turned up, by the way. Our average attendance last year was 49 people. I know people get a little bit excited for the FA Cup, especially down at Wembley, having been there for the extra preliminary round in the FA Cup this year just gone. I realise there's lots of people doing the round hopping who want to be there for the start of the Wembley to Wembley story. So I imagine there's a lot of neutrals in the ground today. But it's still a nice little attendance for us to get. That's going to be an early boost to the coffers. What's not going to be an early boost is if we get knocked out. because obviously cup runs are where the money comes from at this level. It's the only route really to make any kind of cash at all, because we don't make any money from money through the door on match day, whereas getting through to the next round of the FA Cup is worth a couple of grand probably. So it is quite important. We are already losing, and Hassocks are on the attack again, and this is not looking good for us. They are a team who are at our level, and we're a team who are talking in terms of getting promoted from this level. We do not look like that today. Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time for our new boys to bed in and get used to each other. Our team dynamics is pretty low currently because we've got a lot of new boys knocking around the place. But at the moment, new goalkeeper Dylan is not showering himself in glory, is he? And this has been an absolutely terrible start to the season for us. 2-0 down inside 20 minutes. We have got an awful lot to do to turn this around from here, and it's Hassocks who are on the attack again, and we're in danger of being embarrassed here on the first day of the season. This was supposed to be the start of our new era, the start of the new look team. This is the team that I signed last year. I had an excuse. I was making do with the players that were here when I arrived and wasn't allowed to do transfers. This year, this is the team I've assembled. Now, I realise it's not quite what I wanted because money-wise we made some mistakes and the game messed me around a little, but I did not expect my boys to be 3-0 down having not had a shot before we even hit the half-hour mark, and this does not bode well at all for our new goalkeeper. He's faced 4 shots on target and conceded 3 goals. Hassocks have scored 3 from an XG of 0.64. This is an awful long way from ideal. Right, we've finally won the ball. This is Wembley with the football for the first time in the match. McNichol is in. Can he equal his tally from last year? He can. It only took him 32 minutes this year. The English tier 9 is easier than Northern Ireland. That's what we've learnt here. And this is more like it. Is that an assist for us, Eddie, as well? He is going to he's going to force his way into this team on a regular basis if he carries on playing well when he gets these opportunities. It's a corner with Sant to take. We've got some big boys in the team now. Worry, the new captain, is 6'4". Cornish, I think, is 6'4". Edwards is 6'2", 6'3". We've actually got some aerial oomph for the set pieces this year, which we didn't really have last year. And we are continuing this move going. This is all still coming from the corner, and it's now Cornish out to Johnston. Johnston, remember, the right-footed left-back, bursts into the area, now cuts back on himself, trying to get it onto his right foot for the cross. Worry is there, plays it across to Martin, who shoots from range. What a goal from Sean Martin, and we've woken up, and it's now 3-2. If you got stuck in traffic on the way into the ground, you've missed it all. You may as well just go home. But that's a wonderful goal from Martin. They've just given him so much time to pick his spot, and he decided his spot was in the back of the net. It's 3-2. If we can now grab another one, I'm demanding more again. If we can grab an equaliser before half-time, this could be one of the all-time great cup ties. Russ Eddy, who we saw score a free kick in the last match of last season, plays it out to McNichol. McNichol across to Ward, and there is the equaliser, and it's 3-3. What an absolutely insane first half that has been. It's the magic of the cup, boys and girls, because we didn't make any tactical changes there. We went 3-0 down. We looked absolutely hopeless, and all of a sudden, one shout of demand more later, and we're level going in at half time. We could go in with the lead here. Russ Eddy from range, but can't keep his shot down, and it remains 3-3 with almost identical match stats between the two teams as well. We have got away with one there, and now we just need to go out and hopefully ride the momentum. We've scored the last 3 goals in this match, and we've got another free kick here. It's Sant now shooting from range. He's hit the crossbar. Edwards with the follow-up. I don't know how he's missed that. That was basically an open goal for Edwards. I mean, he is a defender. You cut him a little bit of slack, but you would hope that he would do a little bit better than that. We're offering some encouragement to the boys now. It is a Hassocks attack, and we haven't successfully defended one of these yet. Does that count? They missed. That probably still isn't successfully defending it, is it? By the actual dictionary definition of such a thing. But now it's another set piece for us. Russ Eddy floating it in again. This boy has got some delivery on him, and we've won a penalty. Russ Eddy and his set-piece delivery is causing all kinds of problems, and it's Sean Martin with the chance to step up, double his tally for the day, and put us in the lead for the first time this afternoon. It's Wembley 4, Hassocks 3. Tier 9 football, boys and girls. What's defending? Defending is for cowards. That's what defending is. It's a good penalty from Martin, who's very much enjoying playing in his new role, making the most of it on an 8.1 for the day, and now on a hat-trick as well. And it's going to be us with the ball again. Edwards with the free kick, plays it forward to Gray. Back to Edwards again, and now the ball's humps forward. What's a hump? Humped forward. Is it any better? What is better is that we've scored again, 5-3, and it's Ward with his second on his debut. This looks like we've got a strike partnership. Canerva and Balogun looking on nervously from the bench because we've got a front two who's scoring goals. After I was worried about where the goals would come from. Turns out my worry should have been the same as it was last year of who's going to stop them going in the back of the net. Because we had all manner of goalkeeping problems last year, and I suspect what the situation actually is it's tier 9. There's no such thing as a good goalkeeper at this level, and I think we're going to see it over and over again throughout the season. It's 5-4 now. In fact, it's back to 5-3. That one's been ruled out. Not even really sure what for. It looked like a completely legitimate goal for corner. Look at that match momentum. That's insane. It was all Hassocks for the first 30 minutes, but since then we have just dominated the match and scored 5 goals in, half an hour of football? Without really letting them have a touch. Ward is in again here. He's taken it a little wide. He's not the quickest of boys. Plays it across, so looking for Sant, who can't get there ahead of his defender. And now it's Hassocks with the chance for the counter-attack, and our centre-back needs to get the tackle in there. And he's done quite a good job of just forcing him wide and slowing down the counter-attack and letting everyone else regroup. Although they have still got in behind us. Dylan's made a save, which is a delightful novelty. I think that's the first one of those we've seen in this match from either goalkeeper. It remains 5-3. 20 minutes or so still to go. We're probably going to start looking in terms of making some substitutions. We only played 4 pre-season friendlies, so we are probably struggling a little bit for fitness. Was that a save or was that a crossbar? No one knows. We don't have the benefit of replays at this level. What we are going to do is take off 38-year-old Worry, and Alfie Terry, can come on for him. And we're also going to bring on Joe Haley to play right back. We're allowed 5 substitutions, so let's make a nice assortment of them. Get some of these fresh legs on. Harris can come on at centre back as well, and we'll just swap those two around now that we're playing a centre back. In fact, we're playing centre backs on either side. We probably need to just, you know what? We'll leave him to carry on attacking. What's the worst that can happen? We're playing 4 centre backs now, though, so we are still a little bit light when it comes to bringing on fullbacks. We only really have one of each. And now Sean Martin has picked up an injury, which isn't ideal. Priestley can come on for him. Can he play as a playmaker? That's probably asking a lot for a youngster on his debut. What about you? Can you play as a playmaker? Kinda. So let's swap you two over. And then I think we still have one stoppage that we can do. I think we probably bring on Balogun, because he is theoretically our best striker according to star rating. So I think we'll bring him on with 10 minutes to go and just let him have a little bit of a run around. We've got to give Ward the opportunity to finish his hat-trick first. Or I guess we could take off McNichol, although McNichol's on a 9.9, so we don't really want to take either of them off because they're both having really good games. We will take off Ward. Balogun can come on for him. Balogun, who wants to be a poacher, which is what McNichol is doing. We can actually swap them over because he's fine at being a pressing forward as well. Well, it does seem a bit silly taking him out of the role that he's posting a 9.9 with, but I want to get Balogun scoring because the comment section when I signed him seemed convinced we'd got a little bit of a gem on our hands there, and then I never really used him because Lincoln Garrick was scoring all the goals, but he's not here anymore. So now is Balogun's time to show me that you lot might sometimes know what you're talking about. I would question it myself, but, you know, stranger things have happened. At this point, do we praise? I think we probably praise. We've gone from 3-0 down to 5-3 up. I think they probably have earned my praise. I shouted at them in the first half. I'll pat them on their head in the second half, as long as it doesn't lead us to get complacent and let Hassocks back into the game. But what a mad football match this has been. If this is a sign of what this season's going to be like, there's going to be some long episodes because these high-scoring matches take much longer than a 0-0 because of all the highlights. Dylan is not going to get there first. Oh, my word, that's a miss. That is I mean, it was probably going to be offside anyway, but what a miss that was. And it remains 5-3, 5 minutes left, but Hassocks are certainly getting themselves back into the game. Since we've made our changes, it has slowed our momentum down a little bit. I think losing Sean Martin has been a big hurt for us, is what I'm trying to say. I think what I've just realised, we don't actually have a playmaker on the pitch. So let's actually, no, Terry's still playing as playmaker. I thought I'd swapped him off of that role. I was going to make Russ Eddy the playmaker, which is a lot of pressure for a youngster, but he did play there in that man of the match performance he had on the last day of the season. Can we just have the final whistle now, please, ref? I think we've had enough excitement for one day. We'd like to get ourselves into the next round of the cup because, you know, money's quite important. And there we go. I mean, 20 minutes into that game, did not think we'd be scoring 5 goals today, but we did. Martin's broken his toe, which is a huge blow for us because this was going to be his big breakout season as our best player. But McNichol was great today, and we are into the next round of the FA Cup. So let the money start to flow. So Broadfields United then away from home in our first league game of the season, and it is something of a local derby, firmly within the M25, aka our comfort zone. That's Wembley. There's Wembley Stadium. I think we're around here somewhere. Maybe there. Is that us? No, this is the wrong direction. Where are we? Right, hold on. So directions from Wembley FC. Oh, we really are close. It's an hour's walk. So that's us. You're just coming down this road, and there's Broadfields United there. If we have a look at them from above, there is their pitch. They don't seem to have a car park, which is a little bit unfortunate, but they do have lots of bushes around them. Oh, actually, I say they don't have a car park. Is that a school, mate? Is this a school playing field? They've got a little AstroTurf. I think this is a school. Are we playing against a school? Let's drop him down there. Oh, I tell you what. They've got some money round here, haven't they? What's he carrying? Is that an electric skateboard? That hairline. I'm sorry if you're watching, but that hairline, you are too old to be carrying that, sir. He's wearing cut-off jeans with a coat. His hairline is basically back at the top of his neck, but he's carrying a skateboard. Unless he's got a small child just off camera, that man, I'm afraid, needs to get a life. Right, what have we got going on? Please respect the neighbours and leave quietly. The neighbours. I'm so sorry. If you are watching, I'm so sorry. Am I? Probably not that much. Right, can we get up here and have a little look? Maybe this isn't a school. Is this a school? It might just be like a leisure centre. Oh, this is Rayners Lane FC. So this is a ground share. That's the same Rayners Lane FC, it's worth pointing out, who are strong favourites to win the league this year. So it's important for us to put down a marker that this is where we come and win football matches. No parking, car park, love it. But yeah, the actual football pitch is just over there. This is a really nice little setup. This is a lovely area, apart from that one guy. But we can't really hold that against him. This looks, I mean, look at I tell you what, even the cost cutter sign's fancy. I'd live here. This is great. What have we got coming up this way? Oh, I tell you what, they're still building 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, 2 and 3 bedroom houses. Well, it's the actual Football Manager picnic benches. Is that cut-off jeans guy's mate? It probably is, isn't it? That's his buddy. They're going to go and hang out and go skateboarding together because they're cool. He is also far too old to be skateboarding. He hasn't even got a skateboard. I'm going after this guy far too harshly. He's texting a complaint to the YouTube ombudsman because I'm going after him and he doesn't even have a skateboard with him. But yeah, that looks like a very, very nice setup. I would love to sit and watch the match from that bench. That's lovely. And we are going to be making quite a few changes because it's only been a couple of games. We are part-time, etc., etc., etc. Still getting used to the team. So the back four, we're going a little more solid at the back. In fact, what I might do is change these to fullbacks rather than wing backs. We'd kind of like to not concede loads of goals, so we're moving Cornish out to left back. Haley's going to be right back, and then Edwards will partner Harris in the middle there. We're going with Priestley and Terry in midfield. Worry is 38. He can't play twice in 3 days, and Sean Martin, of course, is now injured. Russ Eddy keeps his spot because, I mean, he was one of the best players on the pitch again. Stefanishin is going to get an opportunity to show me what he can do alongside him. And then we are going to have a look at Balogun up front alongside Ward, McNichol. After an excellent performance, he can just come off the bench with half an hour to go if need be. Dom Pearce, Anton Canerva, also with the opportunity to come off the bench. The other three of the four pillars, Antwi, Pearce and Canerva, they're on the bench as well. So I'm comfortable. This is a team we should be beating. We want to be getting an idea as early as possible who our best players are. We've got a lot of players who can play in similar roles and have basically the same star rating, certainly in central midfield, the attacking midfield positions, even up front. Everyone's like 2.5 stars. I don't know who's the best players, and although we had that great turnaround in the previous match, we did go 3-0 down and look completely lost. So I'd quite like to avoid the going 3-0 down and looking completely lost element of it. I'm not seeing that little bench that I was going to watch the match from, which is a little bit of a shame. And Broadfields are getting in behind us, and we look like we start football matches slowly. Today, Dylan's made a save, though, and Cornish, demonstrating the advantage of having a 6'4" centre-back playing at left-back, gets that clear, and we've got away with one there because that looked like it was right on the edge of the area. It was actually further away than I originally thought it was. But it is a set piece, and Dylan's left a big gap just there. He was not going to get there either, was he? There was no way he was getting to that. Luckily, they missed. But that was a little bit of a warning shot. I think everyone else played at the weekend. I'm not entirely sure how the FA Cup preliminary rounds work. Are we the only ones who have to play in it for some reason? Because everyone else played on Saturday. I don't really understand who gets into the extra preliminary round and why, but we certainly have to be in it. And we've got a corner here, so let's do a goal, shall we? Stefanishin, who I need to learn to say his name in a smoother manner, but Russ Eddy is there to pick up the pieces, plays it into Harris. Harris does not want to be stood there with the ball, but Terry is there to help him out. Is he any relation to John Terry? This guy, I mean, he doesn't look anything like him. He's 6'4", though. He looks like he's got the teeth of a millionaire. So he could be John Terry's son. I have no idea. Have we got John Terry's son playing for us? I'm sure you'll let me know down in the comments section. And we're now 1-0 down, and it's from a set piece, and it's very disappointing. Dylan is not the answer, is he? I think the search for the goalkeeper is probably something we just need to give up on, and we just got to accept that we're going to concede a lot of goals because it's tier 9 and just try and outscore our opponents. We did it in the last game. Just go full on bananas attacking and not worry about the fact we're going to have constant goalkeeping balls ups like that one. Balogun didn't really inspire me there, getting one-on-one with a keeper and struggling. This is what I saw when he was coming off the bench at the end of last season. He just seems like he's not really interested, a little bit off the pace. And we're now 2-0 down after half an hour. And maybe I've made too many changes, but we were rubbish at this point in the last game as well. So I have no idea who my best team is yet. We just can't start too slowly because obviously, I mean, let's yell at them again. It worked in the last game. We've demanded more. Russ Eddy with the corner, and their goalkeeper's actually done really well to come and collect that. How do we get a goalkeeper who knows how to do that? Because we're on our 4th or 5th for the save already after a year, and none of them have ever done that. That was new. I've not seen that before. The corner came in, but rather than just aimlessly flapping at it and sort of pointing at it a little bit, he just caught it. I don't even know if that's allowed. Balogun has got a goal, though. There we go. This is what we signed him to do. Russ Eddy involved again. I tell you what, Russ Eddy, he is already starting to grow beyond Pearce, who I thought was going to be the real standout youth intake star, but Russ Eddy he's a goal contribution machine. He's all about the goals and the assists, and I guess that's what you want from your attacking midfielder. Stefanishen now plays it back to Haley. Cross comes in looking for Eddie, who somehow manages to turn the header back towards goal, but can't keep it down. And it looks like today we are going to go in at half-time losing, which means I get the opportunity to tell them all off a little bit. That being said, Terry plays for us. What on earth was that? What did he do there? And now they're through again, and Dylan has made the save, which is always a pleasant novelty. I do like to see that. 2-1 down at half-time. We've been unlucky. You've done nothing wrong. I don't know if I agree with you there, assistant manager, but I don't like to argue with you. I like to defer to your better judgment as often as possible. But I am immediately going to yell at them from the bench. I think mixed messages are important. We're doing the good cop, bad cop routine. My assistant manager's a lovely guy. I'm a monster. That's the roles we're playing today. And another day, we might do it the other way around. Terry, back to Edwards, and now Haley. We're quite nice at knocking the ball around in these little areas where we're under absolutely no pressure. If we could do that a little bit further forward, we could carve ourselves out a chance here. Haley now plays it back to Edwards, who lumps it forward looking for Balogun. Doesn't get anywhere near him, but Balogun has got onto it anyway. It's lovely work from Balogun, and Russ Eddy is there again. We have a hero, and his name is Russ Eddy. It's 2-2. And, that's good, really good link up between Balogun and Eddie again. We saw it for the first goal. We've seen it again for this one. The defending there is very, very questionable. Balogun does really well, and Eddie is there to tap it in, and Balogun returns the favour from earlier in the match. Looking at the XG, we've been comfortably the better team again, but we are just sloppy defensively. But we've got half an hour left, and we've got the momentum with us again. We've gone from 2-0 down. It's now 2-2. I'd rather not have to go multiple goals down in every game before we wake up. But if that's the way it's got to be, that's the way it's got to be. Ward, he's hit the post there, I think. We very nearly took the lead there, but we didn't. It's still 2-2. We're going to make some changes. We're back to only being allowed 3 at this level. Stefanishen has been rubbish, so Dom Pearce is going to come on for him for his first minutes of the season. And I think we bring on Ryan McNichol, who, of course, was great in the last game. Let's see if he can come on and put in the kind of performance he did in that last match. But first, it's a Russ Eddy free kick, and he's had a shot when maybe he should have been looking to set something up for somebody else. Maybe he's got a little bit too giddy with the idea of being the new hero, and it's a poor free kick, and it remains 2-2. We go into the final 10-15 minutes or so. We do have Anton Canerva on the bench as a potential match winner, but I think in this situation it's probably more useful to bring on the captain, Worry, just to be an old head on the pitch, just to come in and calm everybody down and then G them up again and tie them round in knots and whip them into shape and lead us to a victory. Balogun on the end of the Eddie free kick. Those two are starting to form quite the partnership already. Is there any chance we could get the winner? Because we've been so comfortably the better team in the second half. I don't know why we're starting matches so slowly. That's something we need to figure out. But I guess 2-2 after being 2-0 down is not a disaster. But dropping 2 points against a team who aren't very good. If we look at the season preview, they are a team we should be beating. Where are they? All the way down here. We've got to do better than that against those kinds of teams, unfortunately. But it's early days. Dynamics still only average. Team cohesion will be fine. We're going to get some games under our belt now and probably come back early September. In fact, we're back at the same ground again against Rayners Lane. That might be a good opportunity. If we're still in the FA Cup then and we could do a Rayners Lane FA Cup qualifying round double header tomorrow, that would be super duper. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos. And thank you very much for watching.